McComey here, and welcome to another adventure with Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways. Well, as you can see, we have traveled to eastern Oregon, the wide open spaces, and we are in distant Harney County, sagebrush country, but we are in for the thrill of a lifetime, a wildlife encounter with some species you don't often get a chance to see. So be sure to bring your binoculars as you join us to see sage grouse, snow geese, and the Malheur Wildlife Refuge.
When sunlight cracks the horizon, Oregon's Malheur Wildlife Refuge is a marvel.
Okay, there's like another guy coming into the hands on the right.
Especially along Foster Flats Road, when a bit of sagebrush romance is underway. It is a stunning strutting show, as more than 24 sage grouse meet on a communal breeding ground called a lek.
Loosely translated, a place to have a party.
Ecologist Steve Shunk and I join a not-so-camouflaged lineup. We're drawn to an intriguing show, male sage grouse. They puff up their chests, strut by in regal fashion, and sound unlike anything you've ever heard.
I've never seen so many hens. There's at least 11 hens.
Shunk says the smaller, drabber hens will choose a mate, one rooster to rise above them all.
We have our own mating rituals and the way we get all primped up and wear fancy clothes and, go out on dates. But to distend your body and do the things that these guys are doing is something that most people don't have any perspective on. They don't even have anything to compare it to. It's a phenomenon that there's nothing like coming and seeing it in person.
Sometimes sage grouse romance gets physical.
So if you're a younger male and you want to challenge that older male, you have to go into the center and challenge that male.
Sage grouse were once common in the high desert, but today their habitat's been reduced by half. So refuges and protected wildlife areas are critical to the bird's survival.
At least a dozen leks around the periphery of the refuge. Upland, but not just upland, but a little higher upland. And they need this big open sage flat. Very specific. The sagebrush has got to be real low like this. It's got to be fairly open flat.
That's because the grouse need to see predators like coyotes, bobcats, and foxes.
Now, when you take folks out for a day of birding, is this kind of the way you start your day?
Well, if they're willing to get up this early, then yes, we'll start here. I love being up at sunrise. To get to come up on the edge of the refuge, see this, and then travel through the wetlands, it's a nice, diverse nature experience.
Malheur Wildlife Refuge is nearly 200,000 acres of protection, divided into blocks of land and water. A stop at refuge headquarters is a must, not only to get your bearings, but also learn more about the many wildlife species that you'll see.
You'll be seeing a lot of large flocks, like the snow geese, sandhill cranes, and that's what a lot of people get really excited when they see those large numbers of birds in one little area. Being able to drive miles just on a tour and see those opportunities, it's very unique.
And that brings us to one important outdoor tip.
Now, the Malheur Refuge, of course, is vast at nearly a couple of 100,000 acres, but there are good road access points where you can get inside the boundaries and explore the wetlands and the ponds and a lot of the slough areas where you see great concentrations of waterfowl, which brings me to binoculars. Don't leave home without them. They make a huge difference as you're traveling these roads. And try to stay in the vehicle. What I've discovered is that the birds are pretty used to the traffic, but as soon as you step outside the vehicle, they flush in a heartbeat and they're gone.
Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife offers a wealth of wildlife viewing opportunities, including 25 state-managed areas. You can learn more about the Malheur Refuge, the wildlife, and local history during the annual John Scharf Migratory Bird Festival. It's held during the first full weekend in April and celebrates a place that will fill you with pride.
It's open It's wide spaces. The solitude you're going to get when you come here is just something you're not going to get if you live in the big city. And you're going to still be able to hear coyotes. You're still going to be able to see the stars at night. And just being able to listen to the birds that we're listening to right now, and the wind blowing in the trees, and not seeing anyone is very special to some people. And it's a great opportunity to come see that.
Wildlife encounters with species like snow geese and sage grouse really don't happen very often. It's a unique opportunity that you may want to take advantage of. We've provided all the details and the directions, including the upcoming John Scharf Migratory Bird Festival, on the Travel Oregon website. Be sure to check it out. So until next week, get out here and explore Eastern Oregon, and let Travel Oregon be your guide. For Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McComie.